Hello and welcome to the Breaking Free podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Francis. And today I'm very grateful to be joined by my brother again. It's been a while since I've had Jordy on the show. I think the last time I had Jordy on was the start of the year, and things have definitely changed a lot since that last episode that we've done together. Our surrounding has changed. We have changed. A lot has changed. So, Jordy, welcome to my show again for, I think, the third or fourth time.
Something like that, yeah.
We have lots. You have lots to talk about today. You've been telling me for the last probably couple of weeks you wanted to jump back on my show and have a chat. So, without any further ado, for those that are new to my podcast, this is my brother Jordan. We've had quite the story of reconnecting together, I guess you could say, and a story of awakening. If you want to listen to any of our previous chats, there'll be links to all of them in the bottom, so you can go away and listen to more of our story. But for now, Jordy, welcome again. Thanks for being here.
No worries. Thanks for having me. I think the biggest change is moving up to Queensland and being able to live together and journey through the next stage of our lives up here and see what life in Queensland has to offer us. I think that's been the biggest thing for the last probably couple of months now. And yeah, just a lot of shifting and a lot of change, as you said, and a lot of change in my life and in yours, and having to see what Queensland life has to offer us.
How are you finding it so far?
It's definitely been interesting. There's been a lot come up and a lot needed to be shifted, and a lot I learnt about not just myself, but some things that had happened, and having to sort of go through some of the past and deal with more of my past and deal with more of what I had suppressed and had gone through to come out to the other side and really embrace the new beginnings that that Queensland life has to offer.
That's very, very well said. Where would you like to take this from here, Jordy?
Well, I guess a lot of new beginnings and a lot of things that I want to look at doing, and I know one of them, I would also like to start my own podcast, and I would like to sort of dive more into the spirituality side of things and have more and have guests on that are spiritual and talk about all things spirit and that kind of stuff, and really dive into people's stories and journeys around spirituality and learning how they nurtured their gifts, or if they suppressed their gifts, similar to how I did, and journey through their story of becoming who they are.
I love this podcast. We are live. When were you planning on ever telling me about that? So were you always going to wait till we hit record on here for you to tell me that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what?
I told you when we were going to be doing this podcast that I was going to launch something.
Yeah, but I was just under the assumption that you were going to tell me what that thing was that you were launching. Given that this is my show and I would kind of like to know what my guest is launching. I'm just going to launch it live on air. Oh.
Yeah.
We might as well let this go to air then, mightn't we?
Might as well. It's authentic.
I think our last 26 minutes has been summed up very, very well, given what's going on here right now. You had something you obviously wanted to share that you weren't going to share until we hit record.
Yeah.
And I knew you were going to share something, and I love this podcast. I really do. This is as most authentic and as vulnerable and whatever as you can possibly be right now. I had absolutely no idea Jordy was actually thinking of doing this. So we'll just move that reaction aside and we'll get back to the show. When did this all come about for you, and how, when, why, what? Just tell me about all of this. And since when was this even a thing for you? I didn't even know you wanted to do this, so there you go.
I'd been considering it for the past probably month. I mean, sort of thinking about how I would get into it, how I would start it, and there's already a few people in mind that I'd love to talk to, and I'd love to, as one of our good friends would say, I'd love to have a chin wag with, and
well, that lady that's we have a chin wag with needs to come on mine first, just so you know.
Well, yeah, but there's definitely a few people I'd love to talk to and love to learn more from, and yeah, I'd love to dive into the spirituality side of things and really, yeah, I just feel like there's not enough podcasts, or there's not enough people out there talking about the spirituality side and talking about psychics and mediums and you know, all the other energy healers that are out there. And I feel like there's definitely a platform to be able to have more of these types of people to discuss their journey in how they became who they are.
So similar to mine, except a little bit more woo-woo.
Well, you could say that, just a little bit more, just more focused on energy healers and the spirituality side, and how and what their life was like when they were a kid journeying through to becoming the person that they are now. And I feel like there's not enough people talking about that, because there is definitely kids out there that experience this and have no idea what is going on, and
100%.
neither do their parents. And I feel like this is something that parents and young adults and kids can listen to, so that they can understand that they're not alone, that they're not crazy, and that they have these gifts for a reason, and be able to learn from others of how to nurture them and nurture these gifts.
I know kids that are like what you're saying. If people know, like, I'm trying to find the right words to get this out. I love how authentic this is. There are kids that I know that are like this, and they think that society will, like, they believe that they're not going to be, it's in their imagination, it's in their head, right?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. There's so many kids that are out there that have these gifts that society deem as, it's all in your head. It's imagination. It's woo-woo.
100%.
I know for me, I didn't want to share my sleep paralysis or anything woo-woo that I had going on as a kid, because of it wasn't really, this stuff isn't normalized, and it's not normalized for a reason, obviously. But yeah, it's interesting that there are so many kids that are having these experiences or these things that aren't really, that are getting shunted because society deems it as crazy. What do you thought?
100%. And I feel like there's a lot of kids out there that don't get the chance to nurture what their gifts that they have, and they turn to other things, and that will suppress what they have, and they suppress who they are at their core, and they don't understand their sole purpose and their sole mission and what they were put here to do. And to be able to help nurture and help kids, and not just kids, young adults, and even adults who have gifts but don't even know it, to understand what they are here for, what their journey and what their purpose is. I want to be able to help in any way I can with any of my story and any of what I have been through, to show that it is possible that you can be the person that you are supposed to be. You can be successful. You can be a psychic medium if you were put here to do that. If you were supposed to be a psychic or a medium or both, then you can do that.
I believe we all have these innate abilities, though. I believe we all have this gift inside of us that's either, I believe at some form we're all psychic.
In some aspects and in some form, yes, but only a certain amount of people are actually supposed to do it for a living, because that's what they are put here to do. Yeah, we all have an intuition, and we all have our inner knowing, and we know what's right and we know what's wrong, but we're not all supposed to be a psychic. We're not all supposed to, we talk to our guides, but we're not always supposed to know our future, and we're not supposed to Some people aren't supposed to tap into that. They're supposed to talk to their guides. They're supposed to get guidance, but being a psychic is completely different to talking to your guides and getting knowledge and getting answers to questions, because you may not be actually asking about what the future holds for you. And your guides may not tell you, because you're not supposed to be that kind of psychic. You being spiritual and being able to talk to spirit guides and being able to talk to, and have that kind of line of communication is completely different to being a psychic and being a medium. And that's why I view it differently in that sense.
Well, we do all have our own inner guidance that's guiding us somewhere. That's an ability.
Yeah, but we may not supposed to know it unless someone is tapping into it to tell us what that is.
What if we tap into it ourselves, though?
But it may not be your journey to know.
True.
Because I'm just saying that being a psychic and having clients and doing that for a living is completely different to just talking to your guides and getting that inner knowing and that inner knowledge, because you're providing a service at the end of the day. And you may not supposed to be doing that for people.
No, but yeah, I just believe we're all powerful in the sense that we all have these innate abilities. Some of us are here to use them to heal others. Some of us are only here to use them to heal ourselves.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that some are supposed to do it for others and to be able to help others, and some are supposed to just do it for themselves, or are supposed to just understand themselves better instead of being able to offer that for others and being able to provide a service for others. And that's why I just feel in my interpretation, my perception is I just believe that it's two different things, being a psychic and being a medium, to being someone that just talks to your guides. Like, yeah, we all have the power to do it, but is that what we're here to do? Is that what we're here to provide? Is that our sole mission at the end of the day? Like, I feel like we need to evaluate what our sole mission is and work out at the core who we are and what we are supposed to do.
So how does one go about figuring all of that out then?
Well,
if someone's watching this right now and they're like, well, I don't know what I'm here to do. I don't know what a soul mission is. If someone's watching this now, it's like, well, how do you help them get to that point?
The best way to be able to understand your soul mission and your soul and understand yourself and who you are, the best way to understand your soul mission first is to work out what lights you up. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to be working a 9-to-5 job? Does that light you up? Does that light up your soul? Does that ignite that flame to be like, this is my purpose? And if it isn't, then you're in the wrong job. Then to find out what is right for you is to continue to discover who you are, discover your values, your beliefs, what actually lights up your soul, what makes you feel good inside, if that's to help others, or if that's providing a service of some ways, that if that's giving back, there are so many things out there that we could be doing and to help others, or to make our soul light up, because at the end of the day, that's what we are here to do, is to be true to ourselves. And then to discover who you are, that is also a similar thing, in the sense of, what are your values? What are your beliefs? Who are you at your core, at your essence?
Is that minus all the fear and the
100%, to continue to do that inner work on yourself, so that you can be the best version of yourself, will help you to understand your values, your core, and who you are at your soul, at your essence, to then also work out what your soul mission is, what your purpose is, what your life purpose is.
We all have one.
We all have one.
And that's part of the reason why society is the way it is at the moment. Everyone's lost and has veered off the path from that.
100%. And I feel there's so many, as you have discussed, there's so many distractions out there that is taking us away from who we are supposed to be. And I know for a fact, for me, sometimes I will give in to them, but I don't use, and I don't, my perception of what I'm doing is not to distract myself. It's actually, I actually just put stuff on in the background, but I turn to music now because I feel like by putting music on, it actually helps shift my vibration and it helps lift up my energy instead of putting on, I don't know, say the TV, for example, or whatever it may be. There is healthy alternatives out there that aren't viewed as distractions that are actually going to benefit you.
I see you've been having music on, dancing around a lot lately. That releases a lot of stagnant energy, doesn't it?
It does. And I feel like that is something that people don't talk about enough, is that sometimes when you're going through something, when you just feel stuck or stagnant or just feeling like there's something not quite right sitting in your body, sometimes just putting music on and just letting your body move to the music, to the beat, to whatever it is, helps so much in the sense of just shifting that stagnant energy, that whatever may be sitting there, just helping it to let it go so that you can shift your vibration, and it can actually help give you clarity and see and have a better perspective on whatever that issue is going on, or whatever is going on in your life at that time.
Interesting. It's very, very powerful. I know as a kid, you always wanted to dance and sing around, then you stopped doing that, obviously. Have you found that being a massive help for you now, that if you've come home after a stressful day, you're a bit stagnant, stuck in terms of your life and that? Have you found, I know you, even over the last couple of weeks, you've actually stopped doing it, but in the last couple of nights you have. How have you found doing something like that to just move and shake your body?
It's helped a lot. It's yeah, I was a kid that would always sing and dance and
Can confirm.
and you know, that was something that I look back on and that I actually didn't like about myself. So I changed it and I stopped doing it because I was judging myself and I wasn't allowing myself to be authentic and be who I am. And so that was another self-sabotage that I was doing, was self-sabotaging myself and not allowing myself to be the type of person that I wanted to be. And by getting back into that, I feel like I'm nurturing an inner child there. I'm being who I'm supposed to be. And well, I love the fact that getting back into the music and getting back into singing and the dancing and just letting loose and just letting the my body feel the beat flow through me is such a powerful thing that I've gotten back into, and I'm so glad I have, because I know it shifts a lot.
How powerful has adding, I know since we've last spoken, we've both started adding, going into the gym and doing that for ourselves now. How has that been for you over the last 8 months? Was adding the physical strength to your, I don't even know how to finish that question. So I'll just we'll just leave with that. How does adding physical strength add to your
toolkit?
Anyway,
going to the gym has provided a lot of other benefits.
Have you found waking up at 4 a.m. with me though?
Yeah, not gonna lie, it's been hard. That has been a struggle. That's why I'm so glad that I have signed up to the gym so I can go on my own now. But yeah, going to the gym has provided. Oh,
whoops. Sorry. Okay. Just kick the power cord.
Anyway, going to the gym has provided a lot of other benefits in the sense of being able to learn more about myself, being able to feel confident in my own skin, to go into a gym where I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of fit people,
Oh.
um and not feel so self-conscious, not feel like I feel like I've been able to remove a lot of those insecurities I had around going to the gym, about around not being around, not having someone with me either, that I feel comfortable enough in my own skin to just go into the gym and focus on myself and not feel like everyone's staring at me, even though I know they're not. But when you've got so many insecurities and so many things that are running through your head, it does feel like everyone's staring at you, even though they're not. And to be able to go to the gym on my own last Thursday, I think it was, and be able to scan the room and look around and actually get out of my own story that I was telling myself and change my perspective to be like, no one's staring at me, no one cares, no one's interested in what I'm doing or whatever. They're all there focusing on themselves. So why am I focusing on everyone else but myself?
Wow.
And so to be able to come to that and change my perspective and learn more about myself, I think is a beautiful thing that I've been able to do. And I'm actually looking forward to going to the gym this week. I'm looking forward to putting myself first, to doing what I need to do for myself and my health, so that at the end of the day, I'm bettering myself and I'm feeling good about myself and I'm giving myself what I need.
That's powerful, because you're always one. You never really went to the gym, did you? Really? It wasn't really something that you did.
No, and I will say a lot of the benefits from going to the gym has helped with playing tennis. I know if any of you guys follow me, you'll know that I love my tennis and I love playing tennis. And I've noticed a lot of benefits there with movement, but also the strength that I have in some of my shots. Like I had a lot of strength to begin with, but it's provided a lot more strength, and I'm able to win points quicker and that kind of stuff. So the benefits have come in all aspects of my life.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what about in terms of personally though? Like, has it been personally, not just with tennis, with everything else?
Well,
has it been able to give you the strength to go further inside, deep within you, with the emotional stuff as well, giving you the strength to be able to go back and
100%, it's been able to
strip
help
things back more?
me to go within, and also to feel strong and to feel powerful and to view myself differently to what I used to view myself, and to be able to love myself a lot more deeply, and to know that I'm putting my health first and putting myself first. There's just been a lot of benefits, personally and on a broad scale, in my other areas of my life.
But it's also giving you the confidence to now look and feel better as well. Like your body's completely transformed. And there's a post on your socials that you have posted a transformation photo, haven't you?
Yeah,
And how was that?
I posted that one on my private Facebook account.
Yeah, but how was being able to post something like that, given you'd never posted anything like that before?
It was, I never really thought about it, but it was
That's why I asked it.
it was actually really good to be able to post something like that, because there was people on my Facebook that I probably haven't I haven't really thought, that probably view me differently. So to be able to post something like that and not care who's going to see it and not care what the judgments are, but to post it and actually feel good about myself and feel like I'm posting it for the right reasons, was pretty powerful.
But how did it make you feel inside though? Self-confidence,
Well,
confidence wise. Because it's not going to be the only one you post, is it?
probably not, but it made me feel good. It made me feel like to be able to actually see the changes through 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 posting that and to be able to see the changes within myself through the images that I posted, it made me feel really good, and that I'm actually that there's results there, and that things are paying off.
They are, especially from where you've been too.
100%. And I feel like a lot of,
and for those that don't know you, that this is their first time watching you here, what was going on, what had been going on prior to you even posting that photo? Like, if someone's watching this and doesn't really know you, what's going on? What's been going on?
What had been going on prior to that was dealing with being able to love myself and to be able to appreciate myself. For the ones that don't know me, to see that I actually love myself now is probably going to be quite a shock to hear me say that I had no love for myself. Like, I was only talking to a friend last night.
Till 2:30 in the morning.
Well, that was needed. There was a lot of healing there. Don't think I needed to stay up that late, but
anyway,
it was quite healing, quite powerful. But yeah, last night I was saying how probably before 2020, when I made some changes in my life and my lifestyle, prior to then, there was not one thing that I actually loved about myself. There was not one thing that I actually liked about myself. I couldn't find anything that I actually appreciated about myself, that I liked about myself, my body, and who I am as a person. I sat in a lot of hatred and a lot of negativity and a lot of victim mentality and just a lot of crap that is not true. And it was the story that I was telling myself, and it was the story that I was running with, that everyone's out to get me, that I'm not who I want to be, and I didn't know how to change.
Doing survival mode.
100%. And it was, a lot of it was from a lot of the traumas that I've been through, and just not feeling like I could trust anyone, not feeling like I could even trust myself. And to be able to find that trust and that love and that appreciation for myself was able to shift in all other areas of my life. And I now can fully say that I can let people in, that I can let people see who I am and actually be vulnerable with them, and
including your own brother.
100%. And there is not one thing that I will hide about myself anymore. There's not one thing that I will feel like, oh, I can't say that because someone's not gonna like it, or I can't be my full authentic self because no one's gonna like it. Well, really, as long as I like it, and that it's coming from a loving place, and that I'm being true to myself, then it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
That's really well said, and really, really powerful for someone out there that's been what you've been, that's currently going through what you're going through. Mm-hmm. Just to quickly switch gears, if someone's watching this right now, they don't know who you are, they don't know how to find you. We'll delve into that part of your life now too. You have some pretty special gifts, Jordan. You are a psychic medium. Now, if someone's watching this and is resonating with what you're saying here, can people book sessions in with you? What do you offer people? What do you do? 100%. Tell people what it is that you do.
100%. People can find me on Instagram. So I have an Instagram, Jordy_medium13. For those of you who don't know me, don't know where the name came from. The name just...
You do know where it came from.
Well, it just happened to... I don't know. I was going through Jordy_medium, and I kind of liked that. And then I think like 1 through 12 was taken. So I went with 13, and I never really looked into the meaning of the number, which I probably should. But
why don't we do it right now? There's no time like the present.
It just resonated, and I don't know if 1 to 12 was taken. I think I put in a couple of numbers and they were taken, and then I was like, what about 13?
Didn't induce it, didn't we?
I think so, yeah. And then I was like, oh, what about 13? And then that was not taken, so I was like, beautiful, it's 13. It's supposed to be 13.
So that was 18 months, nearly 2 years ago now since you've launched that.
Yeah.
So things have changed now. So what is it that you offer? Introductory sessions.
So
how can people book you? Give us all the details.
So I run $20 introductory sessions, so they go for half an hour. So it's similar to what I do at the market. I feel like a lot of people liked that, so I decided to incorporate that into what I offer. So yeah, I do introductory sessions for $20. It goes for about half an hour roughly, and it's a choice of psychic or medium. You'll get a session with me for the half an hour with cards and some intuitive stuff that I write down at the start of the session. And yeah, and then that is really just an introductory of what I do, whether I'm a good fit, whether you feel like that a lot of the things that I was resonating. So then that way, if you want to book in again, say, I don't know, 3 weeks, months, years, whatever, down the track, and be like, you know what, I want to go deeper into what was discussed there. I want to go deeper into what is coming up for me, what my future holds, what maybe you want to go deeper into the channeling of your loved one. Maybe you want to go deeper into that. And and I feel like then we go into the hour session where I run an hour session, whether it's a psychic or a medium, or there's a session that I run for an hour and a half that is a psychic, a medium. I think it's a choice of psychic and a medium. You get card reading, and you get a Reiki session incorporated in
Reiki level 2?
because I have done my Reiki level 1 and 2. So it's another thing that I add, that I offer, and I love that, because I feel like to be able to do a reading and a bit of Reiki and all of that kind of provides an interesting session, because you're getting a bit of healing throughout the body, but you're also getting some insight into your past, your present, your future,
or your current situation,
whatever may be going on. So yeah,
you've had a pretty good guinea pig over the last couple of years, though, haven't you? 100%. Sort of done all this on me, haven't you?
I've done most of it on you. Yeah, I will.
And some very close friends of ours too.
100%. And yeah, I was talking to one of our close friends the other day, and she was quizzing me about her partner, and to be able to actually see be able to vision the partner that is coming into her life, which is, I will admit, is only one of her timelines. There's plenty of other people on that timeline, but
it always is, though.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that plays out, but I won't go too much into any of that, because that's for her. But yeah, to be able to vision and to be able to have a conversation where she's seeing something similar to me was such a cool experience, to be able to both have a similar vision of what we were getting for her. So
it's pretty cool.
So yeah,
I get those visions too, where you can see who someone's supposed to be with. It's interesting, isn't it? Very interesting gift to have. If there's someone out there, Jordy, that's been listening to this, that probably has some self-confidence issues, or some self-sabotaging habits, or something's going on with them, Jordy, and they want some advice, what would be the first piece of advice that you would give someone out there right now watching, listening, to start their journey towards the better version of them?
My advice would be to look at the areas of your life where you're not showing up for yourself. Go through what you want from a partner, what you want from others, and and then look at where you're not giving yourself that. Look at what you're not doing for yourself that you're trying to seek in someone else. And I've had that said to me many different ways by one of our other good friends, who has helped me understand the importance of that. What are you looking and searching for in others that you're not providing for yourself? A lot of us are looking for love. A lot of us are looking for true love. A lot of us are looking for our soulmate, our twin flame, whatever you want to put it, whatever word you want to say. That's a lot of what a lot of people are looking for. And if they're not giving themselves the love, and not giving themselves what they are seeking or wanting from someone else, then how is that person going to come into your life and be able to give it to you when you can't even give it to yourself? And that's why I feel like it is such an important thing, is to go within, to look at yourself first before you start seeking it from someone else, because you're not going to be able to get what you truly deserve if you're not giving yourself what you need. And that has been the biggest thing in developing my self-love, because I'm like, well, how can someone love me if I can't love myself? How can someone come into my life if I'm loving myself at 40%, and if someone comes into my life and loves me at 50%, well, that's going to be something new to me, because they're loving me more than what I thought I deserve. And that will provide a sense of need and can be detrimental in a relationship, because you're needing that more of that love because you're seeking it from them, because you can't give it to yourself. And I feel like it is such an important thing to just continue to go within and to heal and to work on yourself, so that you can be the person that you are supposed to be and are wanting to be, so that when something or someone or whatever it may be comes into your life, that you are truly ready and able to handle what is to come from that.
That's a really awesome way to finish a really awesome podcast, Jordy. Because you dropped the bombshell of your own podcast on mine right now. For those that are interested, has a name come to you? When will this be launched, or is that something you're going to just launch on your socials in the next few weeks?
It is something that I'm going to launch in the new year. I'm looking at doing it in the new year because, well, it's only a few weeks away now, isn't it? But also it gives me a chance to set some things in motion, to get some things organized, and I'm looking at doing that in the new year. And you'll be able to see it launched on my socials.
Jordy, it's been a while since you've come on, so thank you for coming on today. We've had an interesting day today. Every day gets interesting on this journey, doesn't it?
100% it does.
Thank you for coming on again, and I'll get you back on again to launch your podcast. So for those out there, Jordy_medium13 is my brother. Give him a follow. Book him in for a session. He's really good. You have to hear it from me because I'm his brother, but do your thing. And if you're stuck, struggling, frustrated, lonely, feeling all those negative feelings we've been talking about, always reach out and ask for help, whether it's from Jordy, whether it's from me, whether it's from someone else. Okay. Reach out and ask for help, because then that can propel, transcend, transform you further than if you don't and you're doing it all by yourself. Things can happen fast when you ask for help. 100%. And I know they did for you, correct?
Yep.
And they did for me. Thank you for listening and watching wherever in the world you are. This has been the Breaking Free podcast. I'll talk to you guys again really soon. Got some really awesome guests before the year's out and some really awesome content coming on my socials and on this podcast as well. So thank you for listening and watching, and I'll speak to you guys again real soon. Thanks, Jordy.
Thank you.